Okay, this is FLP. Let me make sure I'm on the right page. FLP 20. Similar figures practice. All right, let's go through these real quick. These first four, I'm still going to use my letters to help me, but after that I'll kind of get rid of them and see if you can visually see it. If not, just keep your letters. Now, you may run into some that don't have any letters, so that could be an issue if you're not getting used to visually seeing them. Okay? All right, so let's look at this. We've got to determine if two figures are similar. So all we got to do is cross multiply to see if they're proportional. So I already set up that proportion, but I want to show you where it came from. LMNO QRST. So my 4 was my LM, my QR was my 2, my MN was my 12, and my RS was my 6. And if there had been a measurement over here in a rectangle, you know that these two sides are the same and these aren't the same too, okay? So what I did was wrote my proportion, but in order to figure out if they are similar, they have to be proportional. So now I want to cross multiply. 2 times 12 is 24, and 6 times 4 is 24. So if those two numbers are equal, then they are similar figures because they are proportional. So I'll just put yes right there. Cool. Number 2, I set it up again for you. I'll go ahead and draw you letters for you just to make sure we're okay. I started off with EFGHI, and I had UVWXY, UVWXY, so you can match them there. Okay, so my line segment FG matches VW, which is 1 and 5, and then I've got 2 on G and H, which matches my WX of 10. Okay, so there they are. Cross multiply those bad Johnsons. 5 times 2 is 10, and 1 times 10 is 10. 10 is equal to 10, so they are similar because they are proportional. Awesome. Go down here. Okay. Again, if your letters are helping you, go GHIJ here and STUV here. I got my 3 out of my IJ, so I need UV, which is 1, 3 and 1. My 5 came from my JG, J to G, so I need the V to the S, which is 2 right there. I'm going to cross multiply, which is 5, and 3 times 2 is 6. 6 is not equal to 5, so they are not similar because they're not proportional, even though they may look it. Not proportional, okay? Next one over here, look, they've turned these. Now, if you need to redraw it, it's fine. I'm just going to throw some letters at you. I got A, B, and C right here, okay? And if I turn this point over this way, then I'm going to have X, Y, and Z that are similar. Well, we hope they are. We don't know yet. Okay? I'm going to take it's my numbers I've got. I'm going to take my 2, which is XY, and match it with my AB of 10. So I'm going to have 2 over 10 equals, and my 5 is XZ, which is corresponding to AC, 25. Now, cross multiply. 10 times 5 is 50. 25 times 2 is 50. So 50 is equal to 50, therefore they are similar because they're proportional. Okay? All right, these next few, I'm not going to throw letters. I'm just going to go ahead. I've got them set up anyway. You can just go with me here. And what I did was I look at my X, which I know it's the short side of the rectangle, so it's got to be with the 8, X and 8. And then my 57, which is in the same rectangle as X, has to go straight across, not diagonal. And then I got my proportions set up well. 24X 57 times 8 in your calculator should be 456. And then I'm going to divide by 24 each side. X is equal to 19. So that would be 19 inches right there. Okay. The next one over here says, what must the value of X be in order for figures below to be similar? Notice I've got the 12 and the X, because and you can redraw this. I mean, it's not that hard to redraw it. Well, it is for me, because I draw them crooked. Let's see, I could do that and fix it. My X is down here, my 18's here. Now it's easier to see that these match. So what would go here? Well, which is on the same triangle as the 12? The 72. And what's corresponding? The 18. So now I have 72x. 18 times 12, I believe, is 216. Divide by 72. And my x equals 3 centimeters. Okay, next one here. You got a building, casting the shadows, comparing shadows of a tree and a building at their height. Set up a proportion here. My x would be this, and you can redraw it if you want to. My x and 10 corresponding, and my 75 and 15. Okay? I don't have much room here, so let's go. Oh, that's 15x. Make that a 1. 15x equals 750. Divide by 15 both sides. Sorry about that. X is equal to, using the calculator, 50, and that's feet. Okay. What must the value of X be in order for the figures below to be similar? Okay, this is one I'm kind of giving you to try. Now you got to do is look at your measurements to see what's happening there. Let's set up the proportion. You notice that the X and the 68 are on the same side, so let's put that. Oh, down here, I've already got it drawn. My fault. X and 68, and then we know that the 14 and the 17. Alright, let's cross multiply. So we got 17x equals 68 times 14, using your handy dandy calculator, I believe it's 952. Dividing by 17, we get x equals 56 millimeters. Cool. Let's jump into 21. That's the last page of this SOL. Some of you are probably like, yay, under this thing. Okay, let's look at this one. It says find the value of x in each pair of similar figures. So it's the same thing. We're setting up proportions. Let's try to do it visually so we can see. And I try to get my x in wherever. It doesn't matter. You can like start here and work your way over. All right. Let's set up a fraction. 3. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. 3 corresponds to 6. 4 corresponds to x. Okay? Do you math? 3 times x is 3x, 6 times 4 is 24. Divide both sides by 3, and my x equals 8 feet. Okay? Jumping over here. I like them when they're drawn the same. They're really easy that way. You can set them up corresponding to each other. Very simple. Alright, so let's start out here. We got 7. What does 7 correspond with? X. I'll put it up here. And then we got 3. with 9. Okay? So cross multiply those. I'll stick that right in the middle of this object here. So 3 times x is 3x. 9 times 7 is what? 63. Let's divide both sides by 3. And my x value is what, 21 meters. Okay, I'm going to draw me a line here to get this separated. Cool. Alright. Number 3. 14 over x. Alright, let's go. 14 and x, my proportion, and 12 and 18. Okay? So then I got 12x equals 14 times 18 is 252. Dividing that by 12. X equals 21 feet. Cool. Number 4. 7 corresponds to 21, so let's make that a fraction. Equals 10 corresponds to my x. Now, cross multiply, I get 7x equals 21 times 10 is 210. Divide that by 7. And my x equals 30. Number 5. Okay, my x corresponds to 4. And my 9 on this triangle corresponds to the 6. Cross multiply, you get 6x equals 36. Divide by 6 both sides. And my x is equal to 6, and it's millimeters. Number 6. My 20 corresponds to 15. And my x corresponds to the 12. Cross multiply. What have I got? 15x. 12 times 20 is 240. Divide by 15. Both sides. My x is equal to 16 inches. Okay? And then the last two say, determine whether each pair of figures is similar, justify your answer. So all we got to do is set up a proportion and see if it is proportional by the cross multiplication. Okay? It looks like they're all turned the same way, so we don't have to worry. We can just visually match these up. So my 9 corresponds to 18 in the other triangle, and my 7 corresponds to the 14. I cross multiply. 18 times 7 in your calculator is 126. 14 times 9 is 126. 126 is equal to 126, therefore they're proportional, so they are similar figures. Okay? And the last one, we've got the 8 corresponds with the 24, and the 15 corresponds with the 40. Okay? You cross multiplying, I believe 24 times 15 is 360, and 40 times 8 is 320, and 320 is not equal to 360, therefore they are not similar figures. You could see it here too. Sometimes you get smooth numbers. 8 times 3 is 24, so 15 times 3, that would have had to have been 45 for it to be similar. Okay? And that's it for that SOL. All of it's done. Any questions, let me know on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.